Short and sweet. First up, Jimmy, reaction to the performance and in particular the sort of commitment levels again that the players showed tonight.
Yeah, I thought we didn't play as well as we played last week against perhaps the best side or the most consistent side of the competition. But yeah, when we get it together and we click, then you can sort of see the potential on the side. The injury to the Chiefs player gave us took the wind out of the sails a little bit, and so we got ourselves back into the game. And that sort of quality is what the team's really about. It's been a tough season result-wise, but they haven't ever given up. They've kept on coming. We just got to get better, really. And then, small mistakes against quality teams like the Chiefs, they just put you away really easily. And so there's a lot of soft tries out there, which is kind of the disappointing thing for me as the coach, but it's footy at this level.
I think most teams that have played the Highlanders, all teams that played the Highlanders, and Luke and Clayton were just in, have had to go to the well at times to keep you guys out. As a coach, that must give you, a degree of confidence that there's really something there to build on.
Yeah. The basics are there. We've got to, when our best players are available and playing, we've got a forward pack that can win enough ball for us to play well and to create pressure and with pressure, convert pressure into points, and so that's really, really important. We're working really hard on growing the experience of the players as well as attracting other players who have got experience, and that hasn't been so easy over the years. But it still means that that's part of our job. And then there's that old thing called confidence, So with the unfortunate thing around losing is players tend to lose personal confidence, and then they restrict themselves really, because then they go into eradicating errors and don't want to make mistakes and don't want to let the team down. And we turned a bit of a corner with that stuff 3 or 4 weeks ago, where, we sort of took a pragmatic approach to the games. We simplified quite a lot of things, give the players a lot of confidence and license to play the kind of rugby that we needed to play against the best teams, and that's what I'm really proud of, because we actually achieved that, and we achieved that against perhaps the 3 better teams in the competition.
Just one last one for me. One area of obvious growth, I think, from the middle of the season is scrum. 1-2 penalties tonight. I think both might have been on Solo's side. I'm not sure, but that's a massive area of improvement since maybe the Reds game here and that tricky middle part of the season.
Yeah. Well, I think when Ethan's playing well, everyone's playing well, and that's not necessarily a reflection of the scrum. I think if you look at the percentages of the scrum's performance versus the other teams, we're there or thereabouts. It's the one scrum that we concede a penalty and that generally costs us, and it's the most important one. So even if you have a success ratio of, which is comparable to the other teams, I feel it's just the one scrum every game that really hurts us, and that's a mental thing for me, and that's the area of growth for our scrum.
Jamie, just one question. The support you've had from the community, both at the stadium and at large, comment on that?
No, the support's been really good. Fabulous actually, and I think fans vote with their feet based on how the players are performing, and whilst we haven't been winning games, again like tonight, I think everyone is kind of pragmatic around the levels of expectation on such a young side, and we talked about this at the start of the year that whether one thing that we can't compromise on really is our rugby integrity and making sure that we play a game of rugby that inspires the people that support us, and I think we achieved that. We needed to give them a wee bit more in the last 2 or 3 weeks, but I feel the supporters are so loyal, and that's the only way to repay them.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks, Mr.